Okay. Okay. No. We have so many functions. Hmm. We have so many functions. So now we can share. I can share my screen. Okay. This is Windows. This is the entire screen we can share. Select the tab to share. Okay. If we want to share the entire screen, then this screen we can share. Tick. Now this is my choice. Okay. Now my screen is now shared. Now we can study.
I can try to give SUDH and SHU 12345. This is the database name with which I'm trying to establish the connection. And my DB SHU, I think 12345. This was my database name, right? So SUDH and SHU 12345 dot test, right? So let's start from like this one. I have given this complete like a name, database dot table name. If I have already like given database name in my connection, so even if I'm not going to write this one, it's completely fine. And this is the query which I would like to execute, comma, what? So a connection, right? Because this is the query and it is supposed to connect and then it will be able to execute. So it's very easy, right? Let's see. It's actually like a pretty easy. So my DB is a connection, right? And execute. See, all the data I am able to see in a proper structured format. It's not available in a clumsy format. Just in a proper, like a neat and clean scheduled format, I'm able to get a data and that too into a single line itself. Right? Instead of writing like a cursor and then like a execute and then like a many things we have been writing, right? So like first of all we were creating a connection, then we were creating a cursor, then we were like writing a query, execute, and then like a fetch all, right? So for loop and all sort of things. Here we are just writing a connection, right? Create a connection, pass a query, my work will be done, right? So pandas always like a pandas. I'm going to discuss always. I used to discuss pandas in very detailed way. There are so many things we can do very easily in pandas. Almost every kind of a file, every kind of a databases, we will be able to handle uh, in pandas in a very easiest possible format. Very easy. So first of all, I used to show like a hard way, then like a easy way because I'm not supposed to show you easy way in a very first place itself. You guys will like become lazy, right? So that's the reason I'm not showing you this one in a first place. I'm just showing you this one in a second place after executing these things, right? Otherwise, you guys will not even learn. You will say that okay, fine, no, I'll just use this one, and because I'm getting a better result, so I'll stick to this one. So simple. Okay. So here again, let's suppose if I would like to like here I'm not supposed to worry about even cursor. Previously, I have to worry about cursor. Some of you have pinged me that I'm getting empty data, and it is just one column, cursor column, nothing else, right? So it just behave like a file system. When you try to use this, create a cursor, then execute, and then like a fetch all, just behave like your file system in a local system that we have learned in our file classes, right? But here, right, you're not supposed to worry about this. Everything will be taken care of by default. So let's suppose x1 and x2 column I would like to execute. So not an issue. So let's like select x1 and x2 from this one. And yes, I'm able to get it, right? See how it is. Okay. So even I'm not supposed to write this one because in my connection itself, I have written my DB, right? So select x1, x2 from test table. Okay, fine, got it, right? X1 and again x1. Okay, fine, I am able to get it. Again, twice I'm selecting this one, right? Maybe like x1, x2, maybe x3. So x1, x1 and x3 I would like to execute. So twice x2 and x3, right? Now I would like to maybe like fetch a data in a first place like a x3 and then like a x2. So sequence doesn't matter at all in terms of the sequel, right? So yes, I'm able to get a data in a sequence that I'm looking for, right? So it's actually very easy, right? Even it is possible to dump my data, right, into a SQL table directly. That is also possible. If I'll try to recall pandas, right, and a pandas dot, right. So there is something called as a like a read, and there is something called as a write statement. You all will be able to see, or you all will be able to get over here. So here, if I'll just like show you, so pandas dot read, which is available, right? And you will be able to find out like a write function as well. So if I'll do like a two underscore, and here it's a record, let's suppose. So I'm trying to store these things into one variable called as a, let's suppose. So inside this variable a, this record is available. Inside the variable a, this record is available, right? And a dot two, if I'll go and call, so two underscore SQL. See, direct operation is available. See, if my data set is available into a structured format, let's suppose I have an Excel sheet and I'm reading Excel sheet, which is pretty much easy with the help of pandas, right? So two SQL, and then I will be able to dump an entire SQL in a entire Excel into a single sheet itself. Let's suppose inside my inside my Excel, so I have 1 lakh, 2 lakh record, right? So last time I was trying to like execute one query at a time, one query at a time, and then I was trying to dump it, right? No need to do that. So in a single sort itself, I will be able to write all the lakhs of record in my table. Simple, right? Don't, everything will come. Don't worry about it. Just wait for the correct time. So I will try to give you all the situation because I know where you are going to get stuck and how to make your life easy. So it's very simple. So things are possible. Hope you all are able to do it, right, guys? Everyone, this one, yes. When using a pandas, we are supposed to open a SQL workbench. See, SQL workbench is your server. This is your client. Client, you can say. Client means like from where you are going to hit the queries. SQL workbench is not up and running. Means if that service is not up and running, like workbench, so how it will be able to connection? Because here also we are providing the connection. Connection is important, right? So connection MyDB we are providing anyhow. So what is my MyDB? MyDB is nothing but the connection. So you will not be able to like do that. Okay. Okay. Now, so someone is saying that in SQL having a limitation at a time, we can push like 4,000 data points. Depends upon your admin actually. So again, if you will see a different version, so again from an admin from the config file, this can be changeable. So you can change that. It's not like a hard and fast rule actually. So remember. Okay. Now someone is trying to do this one, right? why I'm not able to understand? Where is your like a IQ label? So I'm literally like not able to understand this particular part. So why this? Why this? Insert into. This is for reading. When you are able to see that pandas.read, right? Is it a read command? It's a write command, right? You are trying to execute. So how it will be able to execute? So it's not like you will write anything anywhere and then execute, right? You should know how to execute it. Like, so this is why it should work. Why will it should work? When you are like here, it's a read API you are trying to call and you are trying to like a perform a write operation. So this will not work. Simple. Just try to apply some of the simple IQ. It will be fine. Okay. So now next thing I would like to show you, right? So I have shown you like how to read a data into a simple like a single table format. So select into a data frame. I have already shown you. Insert into a table. I have already shown you. Now I'll show you insert from a file. So how from a file itself. So I will be able to insert complete data, right? So let's try to understand that particular part. So I can show you maybe in both way, maybe into a hard way, maybe into a soft way. So let me show you something into a first of all hard soft way this time. So here is a record, right? Let's suppose I would like to save this record into a like a CSV format in my local system. I can save it. So a dot to underscore CSV. So what it will do, it will try to save my data into a CSV format. So I can try to write like a my data.csv. So in my local system itself, I'm trying to store it. So here, if I'll go and check, so it would have created what? So my data.csv file. Right? I've just saved this file, right? So I've just saved this file. If I'll try to open up this file, so all this data set is available over here. Now what I can do is, so I have already saved this like data. I would like to read this data and I would like to like write this data into some table, right? I would like to write this data into a table, let's suppose. So what I can do is, so let's suppose MyDB is nothing but it's a connection. So my connection is already there. Those who are not able to remember, so please try to remember with the help of this one. This is a MyDB and yeah. So this is a connection that I have established. Database name, I can try to give SUDH and SHU 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the database name with which I'm trying to establish the connection. And my DB, yeah, so it is giving me this object. It simply means that my DB connection is pretty good. Now, what I will do is, like, I would like to create a cursor. Let's suppose this time, I would like to dump this data into some other table, right? So to dump a data into some other table, so first of all, I'll have to create a table. Unless and until I'm not creating a table, so how I will be able to dump a data into that particular table, right? So here you may face some issue as well. Let's see what kind of a issue. So here what I can do is MyDB is a connection. So MyDB dot I can try to create like a cursor, as you can see. So here CUR I can try to like write, and then what this cursor should do. So this cursor should execute. So dot exe cut execute what? So create create table name, right? So this time, let's suppose I'm going to dump this data. So let me name these things as a my data. My data, this is the table name. So create table name. And inside that, so I would like to create a column. So let's suppose this time I'm interested to create a column, maybe by N1. So N1 must be having like a int and length is equal to this time. Maybe I can give you 20 and then like N2 and N2 is nothing but varchar length is equal to 20. I can even leave this part like a length part, that is like a completely fine. N3, so this is like a column name I'm giving, right? N1, N2, N3, simple. So a date, right? So here it's a date in a type. Now, so cursor dot execute, so create table name and then execute. And now if I'll go and check, right? So I would like to list like see that whether this table is available or not. So select a star from Sudhanshu 12345 dot my data, right? This table is available or not. So let me check this one. So yes, this table is available. N1, N2, N3. This table has been created, right? Okay. So once this table has been created, now what I have to do? So I have to like read this data, right? I have to read this data which is available in my local system, and then write this data into this table in a bulk, let's suppose, right? So what I will do, so I can try to read this data pandas.read CSV. So I'm first of all I have to read this data from a local system. In my local system, my data set is available in a form of what? CSV format, my data, right? So my data.csv, in this format data set is available. Fine, I will try to read. So let me name this variable as a data. If I'll show you, this is my data, right? Okay, this is my data set, and yeah, I'll talk about this issue when I'll talk about like a pandas. So why we are getting this one when we have like written this data. But now my requirement or my objective is to write this data, right? This column 1 2 3 into what? So into this table. So what I can do is like data dot, right, to SQL. So to underscore SQL I can try to call. Now what are the parameter it takes? So if I'll talk about this one, so it takes like a string and connection. So whatever like a data we are supposed to dump, so that data it takes in general, and then it is going to like take connections. That's it. So if I'm going to provide this one, so I think like my work will be done in this particular way, as simple as that, right? So here when you will try to like see, right? So when you will try to see like how it is going to like write a data, or like how it is going to reading is like pretty much easy, right? And here, so it is like looking for two things. One is a name of the SQL table, and second one is a connection, right? So what is the name of the table in which I would like to like hold a data? So what is the table name, right, in which I would like to hold the data? So can I say that table name is my data, right? This is the table which I have created. Here I have to hold the data. So find my data. And what is my connection name? Because this has to establish the connection. So can I say my DB is a connection name? And let's try to executed. So here, let's see what is the issue. So execution failed. SQL select a name from SQL Lite where type table. Not all parameter were used. It's like we are getting. So data one dot comes like a things over here. So like I said, so first part will be establish a connection. So fine, I will try to establish a connection. So like first of all, like all the required libraries are important. So I'm just importing like a MySQL connector, which is a default one, Pandas. I think you all know. Now Pandas is one of the library which will try to give you structured data and then maybe CSV, simple. Then Google connector, now done. Step is the table. Forget about it. But still, I have to achieve this requirement. I have to like I have first step, right. Second step is, let's suppose I would like to store this data into a new database and a new table, or maybe existing database and a new table. Possible, right? So I would like to store this data into my existing database, but new table. Let's suppose, right? So inside a new table, so I would like to like store it because this data type is completely different. There are so many columns. So for sure, I need a new table, right? So what I will do is, so I will not create a new database. Same old database, SUDH and SHU 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to use. What I will do is maybe I can try to create a new table over there. So I think we all know how to create a new table, right? So like first of all, I can try to create a cursor. So like my db database dot cur, right? So cur sor we can try to create. So cursor has been created. Now after creating a cursor, what I can do, right? So I can try to like do one thing. So after creating this very simple cursor, right, I can try to like do one thing. What? So I have to like execute, right? So I have to execute the query. So maybe I can try to call like a cursor dot execute, execute. Now what I have to execute, right? So can I say that I have to create a new table inside Sudhanshu 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 databases? Agree everyone? I have to create a new table, right? Okay. So create table, right? Let's suppose table I would like to create inside which databases. So see, in my connection, I have not given a database name, right? So for sure, it will get confused that inside which database. So I can try to give in this way, database name dot table, Sudhanshu dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dot maybe a glass table I can create inside this database, right? So create table name. Now table name till this point of time, it's completely fine. But apart from that, so can I say that I have to give a schema name as well, column names, right? So I have to give a column name as well. So depends upon my requirement, I can try to give a column name. So maybe I can go to a file and I can try to copy this entire things, and according to that I can try to create a column. So these are the columns which is available, right? So let's suppose I would like to create a same kind of a column, or maybe I would like to create a column with my own name. Both things are possible, right? It's not going to like care about it. So here what I can do is, so maybe I can try to create, right? So I can try to create what? So I can try to create my own like a column. So let's suppose here a column, right? So here what I can do, so I can try to write what is the type of the column. So maybe index is integer, right? And then this ri is nothing but, so I can try to give even this as an integer or maybe as a float. So float float, and even like this na column as a float float. This ng column type is I can say like float, because I'm not aware about it and it looks like all of my data set is available in a float format. So it's better to like give float. So this is the data type, and last time I was defining like a integer and this is the size. I can skip that part. Even without that I can try to like create a table. I'm just trying to show you that in a simplest possible way without like making my query too complex. So float and then like float, then fe float, and then class maybe like float possible. Yeah. So this is the table that we are going to create, right? So inside this database, this is the table. So execute invalid syntaxes. So it is telling me that there is some issue with this one. So float. Okay, so missing the size of the data where it is like index in this.